Well, Daddy, let me just change the setting if I can remember how to.
I believe in you.
They keep changing the how it looks.
Literally.
I think that's the one. The grid.
Yay!
I did it.
Yeah, you did.
I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing.
What? Hell yeah. Beep, beep, beep. Got H2O ready to go.
Amazing. Oh, hey. My fringe, as it's growing out, is being a bitch, but that's okay.
I washed my hair today and I refused to style it just for this, so we're going with bobby pins. I will style it tomorrow when I'm not sleeping in wax. It's not happening.
No, that's so fair. Wax is so uncomfortable. I have to have my hair it has to feel like hair, like soft and
Yes.
movable, breathable. I used to have it when it was so crunchy. I used to use the Garnier Fructus Mousse, and I used to use half a can in one setting.
Oh,
And my hair was just
oh, it truly happens to the best of us.
right?
Jesus.
You need Jesus. Well, if you find him, send him here. Various degrees of sandpaper.
Right,
Because I
Brandy?
am worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. My barber was like, "Oh, you could do clay," and I was like, "If you need more support," and I was like, "I will just suffer because I don't want anything else in my life."
Not to be a pain, everyone, but if you could share this out to people that are usually here, / anyone that you may think would want to know the weeklies, and repost, that would be amazing. I hate being that person because I feel like I'm marketing, but it would help us get to 10 quicker.
Totally, totally. Aw, thanks, Lily. This is my favorite jumper.
I love that jumper. Every time I see it, it makes me feel like it's Halloween.
Yes. And it is always Halloween in our world.
Right?
Yeah.
So, weirdest experience happened last night doing the headless right.
Mm.
So, beforehand, 3 a.m., dogs were barking and stuff, and I'm like, oh, hey, Hecate. Someone was playing music as well, and the plovers were going off. It was just like a busy night. Cars were going. As soon as I started, dead silent. The only sound that I could hear was my water fountain. Everything stopped until I finished.
Wild. The world
Right?
holding its breath for you to do the right.
Literally. And then I'm just like, okay. And then I encountered a spirit, and then at the end, this is the first, well, I wouldn't say the first time in this room that I felt like I couldn't look up at the entity that was standing in front of me. I don't know why, but it just felt like I wasn't allowed to.
Interesting.
Hey.
Very interesting.
But we are doing the weekly Zodiacs after I finish my ramble, which is where we pull a weekly forecast for the folks.
For the world, for the community.
Back on the Hecateon. Yes, do it.
Yes. Boots. We love. First time doing a headless right was so wild. I don't think I have a particular experience, but it was just like, well, that was crazy. Okay, cool. It's just such a ladder of energy kind of vibe.
Right.
And it's kind of fascinating in that way. It's like somebody grabbed the dial and just turns it up slowly.
Literally.
So interesting.
This was the second time I've done it, but this time I did it with a mixture of Typhonian ink and my Hecate ink.
Ooh, that's fun.
Because I was just like, because in my brain, yes, you're technically summoning forth like the blend of Osiris, King Hades, and Yahweh, but it has so many similarities to Typhonic and Sutek initiations.
Yeah.
And particularly one of the things that it has in common with is a curse with Typhon Set, which is to cause the evil sleep, which is so I was just like, YOLO.
I love that. That's such a cool twist on it. That's great.
Interestingly enough, though, I wasn't allowed to be outside for the full peak eclipse. It was like 3:29 in the morning, and Spirit was just like, you need to get inside before it peaks. I'm like, I'm not arguing with you. Inside I go.
Heard loud and clear. I'm sat inside.
Literally.
I was like, oh, I should do something, and I was like pulling cards, and it was just like, go to bed, you're tired. And I was like, you're right. So I didn't do anything. And there'll be another one. It's fine.
I feel like that's such a valid thing, though. Like, even if you do like workings earlier in the night or don't do any workings, like to recognize that you're tired is so important. So even if you spend the whole thing sleeping, but it's the best sleep ever, I think that's a blood moon well spent.
Absolutely. It's just like, did full-time hours for the first time, trying to reset, brand new faces all week. Actually, I'll just go to bed. You right, Spirit.
Yeah.
Yes, you right.
Exactly.
Oh,
we're at 11.
Yay!
What star signs what elements are you doing?
Ooh, I don't mind. Shall we just pull and...
Sure. What one am I doing? Hierophant, Taurus, and Air. So Earth and Air.
It's a Hierophant as well.
Get out!
Anyway.
Well, you pulled the Hierophant, so I will do water then.
Okay, sure.
I'll do water and air. You do earth and fire?
Sounds good.
Amazing.
Slay.
You want to go first?
Sure.
Amazing.
All right. Let's do fire. Earth. Earth, you're on the chopping block for the week. Let's do it.
Oh, wait, before I forget, I found these at a garage sale, and they'll be up in the shop. They're brass.
That's so beautiful.
So for both of them, it'll be $8.
Gorgeous.
So they'll be going up. I just thought they were so cute.
They're so beautiful. I'm just so obsessed with brass of late.
Mm-hmm.
It is just gorgeous. I love that. Earth Collective, it seems like a really intuitive week. Queen of Cups and Creatrix as your main kind of overarching cards for the week.
I'll take that. Yeah.
Absolutely. It seems like, we're going to be super in tune with your emotions and your needs for the week. And it feels really, with the Knight of Swords, to take action on them, not just to let them simmer, but to enact those plans. Think deeply and act, but also don't... But also in the night, you have that warning of like, don't say shit too quick. There's that bit of a like teenage angst, taking risks kind of vibe to it as well. So feel deeply, take action, but just be mindful of your words. Put some thought into that before it comes out. From the Imbolc Oracle, we have Winter Woodlands. Take time to honor what you feel. Self-compassion is the healing balm you desire. Which is so Queen of Cups. It's so, taking time to check in with yourself and to really trust that this week. To trust whatever your nervous system is doing, whatever your brain is doing. Trust that that's what you need to feel in the moment. Nine of Swords feels very like feel your feelings as well. Like even if it feels like, oh, I should be over that, or oh, I should be, doing this, doing that. It's like just whatever you feel it. And try to kind of, what are we like enacting? What are we planning and feeling, and what are we doing? What is that? Not the Seven of Swords. Disgusting. Yuri knows my beef with Seven of Swords of late. People being shit and your intuition is like, that's a bit shit. Trust that. Okay, great. Okay. Individuals. Let us do Taurus, because I'm a Taurus and why not? Get me out of the way. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars collectively gathered. Hi, welcome in.
Howdy.
Good to see y'all.
Also, Ko-Fi and B, if you wanted one each, you can definitely have one for $4. So $4 for one, or 2 for 8.
Do it. We love that.
If you wanted to share the love between one another.
Oh, Taurus Collective, what's going on, besties? Your challenge this week, 7 of Pentacles. And the overarching being blessings, riches, and domination in reverse. It seems like there's really exciting things to celebrate it and just feeling like, nah, I'm not worthy of that. I didn't earn that. All those kinds of feelings of like denying anything positive in your life. And just like, I also feel like it's sometimes very Taurus to be like, all these material things aren't my own. They're just kind of like, I love them, but they're not like, I didn't create them. They're just kind of things we've collected, purchased, like it's other people's labor and love, but not your own. Domination in reverse is really interesting. It's almost like, I mean, I'm somebody who's very like, it's all society, like I don't do anything myself, which can be good and bad. And I think for some people it's like not being able to do like a healthy version of individualism. And then for others, it's like somebody just like power grab in that like being made to feel guilty for enjoying things that you've earned. So be mindful of that, if that's for you. 3 of Swords as your way through is interesting because it's very like the kind of overarching of like feel your feelings. If you're like when you react in big ways to good things in your life, it's usually something in the past that's informing that, right? And again, if it's this like, oh, I should be over that. Like, I should be over that trauma thing. No, like, it's okay. Like, we say healing isn't linear, which is easy to say and really hard to do in practice. Just to trust that there's all these feelings to sift through first to kind of enjoy those blessings and things. Judgment as your bonus. Bonus is very like, it's always that card of answer the call, but it also feels like you're the person who's like reaching up and grabbing the trumpet. In this card, this version, this deck is very like the protest kind of person, as opposed to like the Armageddon, like Christian imagery that you often see of like an angel with the trumpet kind of calling out. It's like that taking ownership of your voice kind of vibe, but in a bigger way than a like sword suit. So really kind of take ownership of in the ways that you lead your life and the ways that you lead community and the ways that you like can kind of heal from those really hard things in the Three of Swords, which in this deck is really sweet because it has like needle and thread. It's like reminding us that threes and other suits are very like active. You know, you're in community in the Pentacles, and you're like in Cups, you're like celebrating. It's like really active and moving. In the Three of Swords, it can sometimes feel stagnant, but really it's quite active, and that like we can move, we can collaborate, we can like make a difference and do that healing work. So trust in that, besties.
I also like the idea with the needle and thread to be like, you can patch it up. It's still going to scar, but you can heal it. Absolutely. But that was a rude call out.
Love you. Amazing. Who's up next? I'm forgetting. Virgo, right? Am I crazy? That air. I feel like I'm really not great at my astrology.
Virgo. Yeah.
Great. Amazing. I didn't mess that up. I don't know if I've been trying to be brave and not have my cheat sheet, but we're doing our best. Hi, Astrid. How are you? Oh my God, Virgos. Virgos, I don't know why I felt air, but that's okay.
Mercury, so, you know, it makes sense.
Yeah, right? Speed, swiftness, action, travel. Do. This poor water damaged deck. Really doing its best, and I'm very proud of it.
Well, I also got this at the garage sale, and it's like covered in, it was clearly in someone's garage and not well loved, but
so cool.
Imagery on it. It's only the major arcana too.
Yeah. Interesting. I love that. You have such cool finds.
Sorry. I do find cool stuff. I'm blessed by the gods. Just send me a text is all. So yes, bring me the deck, babe. I'll play with it.
All right, Virgos. Overarching cards, I've got attention, eccentricity, and impulsiveness. I think I'm feeling where the air is coming from. It feels like our thoughts are just like on fire this week and wanting to take action, which is exciting. It's exciting and playful to be an impulsiveness energy. It's not always a bad thing because it can be playful and joyful and wonderful. But it can be, of course, like any teenager, it can be risky, right? Eccentricity really calls to like you being a unique person who's skilled and wonderful. Your challenge this week being Eight of Swords and the way through being Page of Cups is very find a different way to do it. If you're struggling mentally with kind of releasing something or kind of, people always use the phrase like limiting beliefs when it comes to Eight of Swords. But any kind of like, I want to break free from this thing that's kind of in the realm of the mind and ideas. Page of Cups and eccentricity and impulsiveness says, do it different, do it hard, do it weird, to find an interesting way to get around that thing. And that it's okay. It's okay to find a unique solution. If it works for you and it's weird and silly, it still works. Like, that's awesome. And to really lean into that this week. And attention, the card, which I'm only just noticing now, has all these cute little fish artworks around, which is really interesting. Because that's very Page of Cups, like the little fish jumping out. And then 10 of Cups is your bonus. So watery, so much water and air. It's just to find that play when it comes to solving issues of the mind, solving those things that bind us, right? All those anxieties and stresses. Look at this little gargoyle. I can't get over it. It's so ridiculous. Who is this fella? What's going on? Why is there a fish in the sky? I just love it so much. Hello?
Out of the police. Am I fine?
Stop! What do you mean? Okay, that's normal. Okay.
I just wanted to be acknowledged.
And that's okay. Cool. I don't know where my train of thought's gone. I think that's your reading. Do it weird and different. Okay. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars collective for the week ahead, please. Very that. Skeletons and shivers and the spine. No, you don't want that there. Okay, that's fine. Well, you can't just give another 5. That's crazy. I'm sorry, that was so silly. Can't believe I pulled the 7 of Swords for Taurus. I'm actually not going to get over that. It's so ridiculous. I'm so mad. All right. Ooh. Interesting. Capsicums, your overarching card. Knowledge. Affair in reverse. And harmony in reverse.
Not to be petty.
A little bit. Like, the challenge being justice and 5 of Swords feels very petty. It's like, what's the battle worth fighting? What isn't? Get your shit together, perhaps? It's very like, is that really worth fighting? 5 of Pentacles is the way through, which is really interesting. I feel like if you know, the block button's free. You know, the block button's free. It feels very like, if you need space, create it. If you need time and space, create it. I guess knowledge, it's such an interesting card because like they're clearly blocking their eyes. This idea that knowledge isn't always like what we see tangibly, but sometimes what we feel, and sometimes what we know in our mind, and to kind of lean into that in a lot of ways, which kind of leans into that overarching read about intuition. Your bonus being 8 of Wands. It's this like, in this card is very like preparing to act with like intense speed. That it's just like gonna, right? But don't like blow up for the wrong reasons, right? You want to make sure you kind of like, and in like Wands being the suit of ideas, we have all of the like different elements here. And harmony, that's interesting. What am I trying to get at? I'm not too sure. It's like, don't jump in too quick. Not me pulling the tower. Yeah, don't jump in too quick, all right? Give it a second, have a feel, have a think. Give some space so you can think before we act, right? Think before you act, because sometimes just we don't always want that, right? Especially when it's not for the best reasons. All right, over to you, my friend.
Amazing. Okay. So we're going to do water. Water. Okay, so the overview for water is interesting. Okay, I like this. So for Water Collective for the week ahead, Beyond the Veil. Now in this card, Beyond the Veil is literally ruled by Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So it's about taking leaps, delving into that curiosity and following it. So following your intuition, following inspiration, following curiosity, and knowing that whatever you're curious about this week, whatever path you follow, potentially going to enlighten you to a few new things that you won't be able to turn back from. It's almost like becoming obsessed with, I don't know, picking up oil painting and becoming obsessed with it, and then realize, like, learning those skills and never being able to drop them again, and they just come with you for the rest of your life, that type of energy. As well as that, we have Justice upright, and we have the Star upright. So again, guiding light, following that intuition, hope, dreams, amazing, beautiful energy, but also balance, law and order. So it's a little bit of conflicting energy this week for my Water Collective, of needing to be grounded, needing to be moral, needing to be, I don't know, serving community, serving yourself in some way, making sure that injustices don't occur, while also following your true north, making sure that you pour into yourself equally as you pour into others, which is a form of justice within itself, ensuring that you don't get taken advantage of and all of that stuff. But for the most part, this whole week is going to feel a little bit dreamlike. Whether that's a nightmare or a dream, yet to be determined. Okay, this deck you want. Okay, so we shall do Cancer Collective first. Spirit, general messages, clarity and guidance for my Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Mars Collective for the week ahead, please. Thank you. Oh, I really like that. That's great energy. Okay, there's the Justice card coming out, Libra of Justice. All right, now, center energy for my Cancers this week. The Sun. Love that. Vitality. It's everything that you want. It's ultimate yes, it's energy, it's life, it's truth, it's illumination, it's feeling whole within, like, your heart space and having that amazing flow between your mind and your heart. It's being in sync. On one side, contributing to this energy, we have Knight of Wands upright as well, which is intuition, it's drive, it's fire, it's passion, it's going with the flow. And then as well, we have Four of Wands, which is union, community, freedom, togetherness, creativity. The overruling energy being Libra of Judgment, though. So what I take the overarching meaning for my Cancer Collective to be is that shit happening 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks ago may be continuing to be brought up slightly even now, or new things may happen this week. But the point is that you know who you are. You know your truth. You know what gives you energy, what gives you light. You know your intuition. You know your true community. And they relatively should know you. So even if justice hasn't been perceived to have occurred, no one can make you think anything differently about yourself then you will. Is that making sense? Then you allow yourself to think about you. It was a really long way to say that, but ultimately, people don't matter except for you and the ones that you hold dear to you, the community that helps build you up. So just let the people that aren't a thought in anyone's asshole fart away.
Another cancer that I claim 333.
Spiritual readings over here.
Super spiritual.
Gastromancy claim times 3. Okay, Spirit. Let's do Scorpios. So for my Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars collective, weekly forecast, please. Thank you.
I've got these snake earrings. My lighting is very moody at the moment.
Get out. The way that you bring that up, just as I pull 2 cards and notice they both have snakes.
Stop. I love that.
Synchronicity is wild. Intuition. And I'm taking that as a sign for my Scorpio collective. Pay attention to the snakes. What do snakes mean to you? Is it a snake in the grass? Is that a warning sign? Or do snakes represent transformation to you? Or do they represent grounding or a particular spirit? But for my Scorpio collective, there's definitely an emphasis on snakes. Okay, queer thought coming out. I love that your card comes out. Question, think, and revolutionize. Okay, yep. So it is, I'm going to take this as the meaning of the snakes having a dual almost meaning within ancient Greek myth. So snakes can represent in immense wisdom, arcane knowledge and hidden secrets and all of that beautiful, powerful stuff. And in that same breath, they can also represent chaos, destruction, and all of those nefarious things, while also representing fertility and safety. So they do kind of have this like all-encompassing kind of energy about them. And center energy being the high priestess, which I love. So again, that's following your inner voice. It's wisdom. It's that arcane knowledge. It's following the hidden world, the spirit world, delving in deep and really like picking things apart. On one side, I have the world, which is completion, rewards, success. And then on the other side, I have 9 of Wands, which is needing support, boundaries, strength, all of that kind of jazz. Now, bringing those all together, what this is giving to me, with queer thought being the overruling energy, is again similar, follow that curiosity, but it's almost like follow that really Scorpion energy of needing to analyze things to the nth degree, but learn to do it in a way that doesn't detract from your everyday, mundane, taking care of yourself kind of way, which is where that 9 of Wands plays in. So it's, you need to almost focus on your mind this week, my Scorpio collective, following those hidden passages and taking the path less traveled type energy, and question things and think, why do we do things that way? Is there a more efficient way to do it based on my own practice? And then go in and do the grunt work. But yeah, make sure that you stay a little bit grounded. And if you need help this week, make sure you ask. But it does feel like a very fun week for my Scorpio collective to really delve in there and expand the brain. I also love that queer thought is ruled by Pluto in Aquarius, which is very, very revolutionary energy. So it almost feels like a turning point as well for my Scorpio collective this week. So see how you go. I like this. Big energy. Big death energy.
Big death and big death.
Okay, Pisces.
people of Seven of Swords, I'm leaving. Closing the line.
Okay, Pisces. So general messages, clarity and guidance from Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars collective for the week ahead, please, Spirit. Okay. Yay, ouch. Okay. Justice is having a play with y'all as well. And look, considering that eclipse season is focused on Virgo and Pisces this time around, I'm not surprised that y'all are kind of going through it. I would expect you guys to go through it for the next 2 weeks type energy for Virgo and Pisces. Now, that's kind of confirmed with me with As Above, So Below coming out, which is literally how is the cosmos affecting you personally. And with the North Node and South Node shifting into Virgo and Pisces, it's very affecting you right now. So Senate energy is 2 of Wands in reverse, which is very wanting to charge ahead without any real plans, wanting to get shit done without laying the foundations. And it can also be a sign of burnout. So what I would be mindful for my Pisces collective with that Senate energy is go back to why you started this plan in the first place. This could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be a academic pursuit, something that you're passionate about. Go back to that basic thing of why did you start it in the first place and regain that spark. Is that spark still there? Is that drive and willpower still there to achieve it? Or is the flame gone out and we need to adapt? On one side, I have the 5 of Pentacles coming out in reverse, which tells me that there is some pride. There is some pride in the way. It can be an unwillingness to ask for help. It could be an unwillingness to seek help, but I'm going to pull one more clarifier for this. The World coming out. Upright as the clarifier, which is interesting. So that's kind of giving the energy of like you're almost done. Whatever the job, like the current situation is almost coming to an end, and you're in that place of wanting to stick it out to the end, which is very Nine of Pentacles. No, it's the Hermit energy, very Hermit energy, which is ruled by Virgo. It's that knowledge that no matter how far along you are in something, no matter how committed you are, you can always pause, reflect, and change the path, change directions. So keep that in mind this week for my Pisces collective. On the other side, I have Justice coming out, which is again needing to that law and order, that balance, that cosmic law, so to say. So overarching, what I would suggest this week for my Pisces collective, with being stuck on 10 of Wands in the deck as well, is ground. Reflect on where you are in your life this week, and just see if that really aligns with what you want, who you want to be, and where you want to go in your life, because it's so okay to pause and stop stuff at any point in time. But that's the water signs.
Hello. Fire collective, I have pulled your cards. I just want to show you this imagery because it's so spooky. This is from the Unalive, and I'm censoring myself, the Unalive Doula Oracle. It's called Truth, and this is very fae-like, very like, the forest is scary but mysterious and magical and exciting, and has all these fun little tricksters hanging about. Very portal-like. Anyway, Ace of Wands is the first one that jumped out. Fire collective. It seems very like there's an exciting opportunity this week, something popping up to seize. I think it might need to require a little bit of discretion, not like someone's out to get you or anything, but just to be like, is this practical? Is this idea practical? Is this idea going to help me achieve something? And that something could be speed joy. Like, it doesn't have to be like, let me achieve a jump in my career. Like, it doesn't need to be pragmatic in that way, but just to be like, I'm seizing this idea because why? And I think some additional influences. We got 9 of Cups and 8 of Wands. It's like achievement and that sense of like quick satisfaction versus kind of building up momentum towards something that might take several weeks, several months, however long. Yeah, so just to be mindful of the balance between achieving and burnout, but also how we like fuel ourselves and things like that. In the Imbolc Oracle, I have Antlers. Allow the magic of who you are to be seen by the eyes you keep. You are enough, my dear. Take ease in receiving. I think there's a sense of like making sure your cup is filled and how you fill your cup, right? Do you fill your cup by building to big projects, or do you fill your cup by quicker kind of senses of achievement and dopamine and that kind of thing? What kind of strategies work for you in making you feel like you're progressing in some way? Because sometimes that like slow build up, sometimes it's necessary, but sometimes we need a quick win. Hey, sometimes we need a quick win and that's okay. But it's just to figure out what you need this week to feel like we're going towards this spark, this idea, in the sense of like truth. But like, what's your truth is a really big question that you don't need to like figure it out right now. But it's like, what would feel good this week? Is it to prepare, or is it to like get quicker satisfaction? Yeah, in that kind of general realm, Fire Collective. All right, besties. Aries, you're up on the chopping block. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars Collective for the week ahead. I don't know why I say chopping block like it's bad. I like to think I read quite kindly, but you know. Let's go. Let's ride. Oh my gosh, I got this taper holder. That's a spider. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. TK Maxx's Halloween collection. Crazy. Crazy. So good. New narratives. What an interesting... I don't think I've ever pulled that card from this deck. And I've owned it for like 3 years. That's crazy. Interesting. All right, Aries Collective. The overarching card I have is New Narratives, alongside Charity in reverse and Organization in reverse. It feels like tough action this week, that grit, that like doing the work feels tedious and hard. Knight of Pentacles as your challenge this week feels very that. Taking those steps and not necessarily seeing it build quickly. And I feel like Organization in reverse feels very like corporate America, like this like overarching looming thing of like you're climbing this ladder of like capitalism, and it's like, why do I not see any results? This feels ridiculous. But Charity in reverse is also interesting too. It's a sense of like, why do you do what you do? Like Charity is also, it's like giving, right? But then I also think about charities that like take 98% of whatever is donated to them. How that those questions aren't black and white, right? That this grind or this movement, like taking on new challenges, isn't always simple, easy, quick. And I think in this like taking on a new venture of some sort, whatever this new narrative is for you, Aries Collective, just to spend some time with your values and morals. And these don't have to be too intense, right? The way through Page of Wands is still like holds on to like a sense of idealism. Like you can still dream for better in like a shitty world. And that hope is radical, and we can like do what we can to kind of improve things. But the Emperor is still there. It's still like this sense of structure, but like, what's your structure? Like, how do you allow your ideas to bloom? How do you allow yourself to take steps forward? My brain's very like ADHD, autism, trying to solve that and like full-time work at the moment. And that just like as a real world tangible thing, it's something like, how can you make you work for the world and vice versa, right? Because the world isn't always built for us. And it's like, how can we kind of give and take that kind of work? How can we maintain that hope and joy and inspiration while still working within a tricky structure, right? But also building our own sense of structure. There's a lot of like questioning of your own morals and ethics against the world this week. And I guess Knight of Pentacles says that's a grind. It just is, right? But we have to maintain that balance of joy and pragmatism. And I guess this is more bearing witness than giving advice, but I think if you feel like a bit alone in that this week, know that you're not, right? We all have to grapple with that. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars collective for the week ahead. These poor cards. I can't even read that. Oh. Don't know why that was so hard to read upside down, but that's okay. Oh, besties. Saggies, your overarching cards include grace, optimism, and protection in reverse. The grace card, I'm so drawn to the imagery. In this deck, there is most of it's very natural based, but there's this like coiled like wire, this coiled like, not even like tougher than that. It's this like stake or something that's all curled, and then also these tulips. And for a card called Grace, that's quite tough, right? And tulips are an interesting flower because they have to be beheaded to regrow. It's like intense. Grace not being very graceful. It's like this like intensity of like, how do we feel a sense of like this like beauty versus the grit, you know, the things that we make look easy but actually take an extraordinary amount of time and effort beneath it. Things that look great, like a ballerina is graceful, but boy golly are they athletes. Like, they have worked extraordinarily hard to make things look graceful, when in fact it takes an extraordinary amount of strength. This week the challenge being Nine of Pentacles, sorry, that might have not enunciated good, and the Hierophant as the way through. It's a sense of redefining what, like, when you see the fruits of your labor, or like redefining what is a fruit of your labor, right? It's like bearing witness to like, you've worked hard for this thing. If you're feeling like the things that you've achieved might to you look like this banquet, but to others kind of be like, what's that, right? And it's this, the Hierophant being a card of your personal kind of morals and ethics, right? And this researcher, this kind of person who investigates their own beliefs, is to redefine what kind of grace and outcomes, what even like are outcomes to you and why. And optimism saying like, you did so good. Like, it's like really quite beautiful in that it's witnessing strength and like the effort you put into things, but to be optimistic that because you've built those muscles, right, you'll face that thing stronger. You'll achieve that thing better. It's kind of like honoring that work that you put in and how that helps you in the future, right? Like future you's like, oh my God, I'm so glad I did that. And to just, it seems like a challenge this week to witness grace in a different way and to be graceful towards yourself, that maybe your outcomes look different to others, right? But honor that, okay? You are strong. You do so good. I think protection in reverse feels very in this circumstance, just like the external protection, that from like ancestors and gods and whomever, right? This kind of like you are protected by and supported by community, whatever that looks like to you. Who have we got left? Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars Collective. Here we go. What a card. I've just pulled Solitude. And like, Leos don't love that, right? Like, enjoy being like in community and just with people, because often can be quite extroverted or like just enjoys that, and that's cool to enjoy. But solitude can be tricky, right? But note the difference kind of between what the word solitude means and what the word like alone means, right? Because solitude is a sense of respite, and it's not just like a isolation, it's a quietness within self. I love that I've pulled, I'm really just reading the cards I pulled, and I pulled, so you've got solitude, you've got practicality upright, and then companionship in reverse. Hang out by yourself. It's so like, you gotta be practical. You can't just give your social battery to everyone else. This sense of needing to recharge. And it's not even like an introvert extrovert thing, right? Like we all need different versions of connection with others and with ourselves. And this necessity of just going within, and even if you're like, it's hard to be quiet, right? Being still and quiet is like one of the hardest things to do. It takes a huge amount of practice to like meditate and be actually quiet, right? And know that you've done a meditation if you've failed at it, right? Like if you've sat down and you get distracted but you try to refocus, you've done a meditation, because that's part of it, right? It's an exercise. It's not always easy. Four of Wands is your challenge. It's very that, right? Stay at home. Judgment as your way through, and then the bonus being Ten of Swords, sorry. It can be anxiety-inducing being by oneself, right? And the beautiful thing about the Ten of Swords is that it bears witness to that which hurts, right? And it helps like not gaslight ourselves that we're not feeling pain, right? It bears witness and says, you're hurting. Answer the call to rest. Your body says, oof, need a rest? Please do that. That's it, Leos. Stay home. Go rest. Over to you, my friend.
Is that the Death Doula deck?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been wanting to get that for ages. It's so pretty.
It's stunning. I love it so much. It was pricey to get here. Oh my God.
I can imagine. I was thinking about stocking it in the shop, but then I was like, would other people even want it?
I would have like jumped on the opportunity, obviously, before I bought it myself. It's so beautiful. Underrated.
The imagery in it is just stunning.
So stunning. The like double, triple, mini like film exposure on top of each other is so gorgeous.
But amazing. Air signs, you're up.
Focus.
Okay, Spirit. Clarity and guidance. What?
Corporate's like, stop relying on those besties.
Thanks for the gift. That was really cute. Okay, Spirit. General messages, clarity, and guidance for the Air Collective for the week ahead, please. Ooh. Get out. You can't make that up. 2 3s and a 6.
Oof.
Okay. Center energy this week for my Air Collective is the 6 of Cups, which is a really sweet energy. It's very sentimental, nostalgic. It's remembering that the small things can be remembering that the small things, even if they're not practical, still important. Like having a cup filled with flowers. Like, I don't need that, but it's a gift and it's sweet and it's special. So that's kind of the focus this week for my Air Collective, is paying attention to the smaller things and having gratitude for them regardless. There's a lot of collaborative and action energy this week as well for my Air Collective. So on one side we have the 3 of Pentacles, which is teamwork, a focus on teamwork, a focus of building a plan together to put into action. It's collaboration and sharing ideas on equal footing and things like that. And then on the other side we have 3 of Wands, which is putting that plan into action and doing all of the things and traversing the rough waters. What I love is that he is on a cliff face, which is very similar to the Fool card, which is, you know that you're going to probably have to take a bit of a leap of faith this week, my Air Collective, so to say, but trust that you never know how to navigate the road ahead. Trust that you've built solid foundations and shit will be sweet. I love that the overarching card, though, for this week is Krismoy, which is psychic, it's answers, it's divination. So I would expect an emphasis, especially for my Gemini collective, because Gemini's constellation is in this card as well, for there to be, some interesting dreams, potentially some interesting card pulls, just an inner gut knowing of how things are going to play out. So don't deny that. Don't lean into crazy, but don't deny it. Just take note and move on with your day. Okay. But okay, Spirit. So who do we want to do first? Libra, because Aries came out with the Emperor, so I just went with Sister Star. So we're going to do Libra first. Okay, Spirit. General messages, clarity, and guidance for my Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars collective for the week ahead, please. Thank you. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay. I am very much drawn to my water cards, which tells me that my Libra collective may need a little bit of a hug. Okay, so center energy at the moment is King of Swords, now in reverse. So what this is telling me is it's almost like that energy of putting on a brave face while inside you're actually really quite hurt. And by trying to outwardly be this together person, this person that looks like they've got all their shit and ducks in a row, it's actually doing more harm to you than it is good to anyone else. You're the one that's suffering on the inside by not communicating where you're at in your life, and how you need help navigating transformative periods in your life, because the King, Queen, Knight, Page of Swords, they're very transformative energies, and the King is fire of air. So again, it's that very much outward trying to get shit done, whereas having it in reverse is kind of like the toxic aspect of that, and it's a call to inwards. So how do you feel on the inside? How can you make how you feel on the inside more aligned with where it is that you're wanting to be by how you're projecting on the outside? So when I say that, I mean that as in, like, that could look like communicating with friends. First step's always to be honest with yourself. And the steps after that, communicating with trusted friends, family, seeking guidance and help from professionals, all of that type of jazz. But it's just acknowledging it in the first place. On one side, keeping you in this energy, I have the Hierophant in reverse, which is, again, that kind of rigid aspect of how morals and ethics and beliefs can hold us back to a certain point. So if you believe yourself to be one certain way, well, that's a rigid thing. And beliefs should be flexible. They should ebb and flow with your life as you gain more knowledge, as you gain more experience through your life. They shouldn't be fixed absolutes. They do need to breathe. On the other side, I have Six of Swords in reverse, keeping you in this energy, which is that unwillingness to let go, that unwillingness to move forward. So it is a really quite intense energy for my Libra collective this week. And in short, the only person suffering in this is you, which sucks. The water card that came out kind of just highlights this for me, because the Sacred Well came out, and that is self-care. It's replenishment. It's filling up of your cups, and it's being able to give to others or anyone, anything from a place of plenty. If you maintain this energy, it will deplete your spoons and your cups, and can head into like that burnout energy, which is a lot harder to recover from than if we were just honest with ourselves and were able to look at how we can love ourselves. Okay, but that's my Libra collective. That was a bit rough. Okay. Oh no. I'm sorry. Okay, so we're going with Gemini. Okay, Spirit. General messages, clarity, and guidance for my Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars collective for the week ahead, please. Okay. That's interesting. So Senate energy is Three of Wands in reverse this time for my Gemini collective, which again can highlight that inability to take steps forward. It could be fear holding you back. It can also be a note to go back to the planning stage of something. So if you're in the midst of some type of educational pursuit, or changing jobs, or starting a new art project, or something that you're really passionate about, and it feels like it's just not taking off the ground, feels like it's a lot to juggle, or it's not fitting quite as peacefully into your life as you would like right now, consider the planning process. Go back to the basics. How can you navigate your current situation a little bit more effectively if we just planned with our time a little bit better? Okay, however, on one side, we do have Three of Swords in reverse, which tells me, again, it's that kind of needing to go back to a place of pondering. It's needing to go back to a place of true internal reflection, where our mind and our heart and our gut and our body are all factored in equally into the decisions that we make. So I guess what's coming from this message overall is that with the Three of Wands in reverse and the Three of Swords in reverse, is with this issue with balancing things, what in your life is suffering as a result, and how can you plan things a bit better so we can progress through this situation with a bit more flow. The Three of Swords in reverse can also be a denial of how we truly are feeling, and how something truly did affect us. It could be trying to brush things under the rug, which I know that Geminis like to do. So just tune into your body to the best of your ability and just ask yourself, how do I actually feel? Am I okay? What do I need to navigate better? But ultimately, I love that we have the Page of Wands upright energy. for my Gemini collective as well. Page of Wands is such a beautiful energy. It's like how I like to envision this card is when Bilbo decides that he's going to go on an adventure and he's scared shitless, but he has to go on his adventure with all of his mates and save the world type thing. We're going on an adventure. So ultimately with that, I love that Atlantis has come out with this. So despite that this week may feel a little bit bumpy, a little bit rocky, and there may come some obstacles, keep the big vision. Hold on to what it is that you're trying to achieve, and plan accordingly, because there's no reason why you shouldn't succeed. There's no reason why the sun can't shine bright for you, pretty much. It's just about navigating obstacles with ease and grace to the best of your ability. Tarot notes.
Literally. I love the pages. They're my favorite.
Needing to plan. That's hilarious. I love the pages too. There's like such, I don't want to say that they're naive, because they don't have a lot of experience, but they've got a lot of hope. That's kind of how I see them. And I don't think that hope is naive. I think that it's powerful.
Absolutely.
So that's why I love the pages so much, because it's like, I can do this. I can. I am.
Absolutely. So much whimsy.
Right? I love it. 100% first year uni student.
Yeah. Like they've been through a lot, but also like in the grand scheme of life, not a lot as well.
Exactly. Okay, now, Spirit, what do my Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars collective need to know for the week ahead, please? Okay, so Aquarius, we got stuck on Three of Swords in reverse as well coming out, but overall, there's some nice energy, there's some shit energy. Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit. Ooh, you wanted 2 cards, that's fine. Okay, so Aquarius, Center energy, Knight of Wands. Now that's a very intuitive energy. Even though it's wands, it's like wielding your willpower and your motivation and your drive and your passions from a place of knowing what's right for you and almost being a little bit ruthless with how you go about it. It's that charging ahead and nothing's going to hold me back, be damned with everything, which isn't sustainable, but go off, sis, like go off.
That's so nice.
And on one side, keeping you in this energy is the King of Pentacles, which is very legacy orientated. It's knowing what you want your life to look like, knowing what type of finances you would like to have, knowing what type of career that you would like to have. All of this type of thing can come into reflection. Knowing even the type of family that you would like to have, what type of body and health, all of that type of jazz. And the Knight of Wands is like, we're going to get it. That's mine. I already know it. It's kind of like toxic positive manifesting, like, you know, where they're like, toxic, what is it? Manifest as if the thing's already yours, and then do no mundane steps to actually achieve it. That's kind of the energy that Aquarius is kind of giving this week. And that's kind of backed up. There is no plan B. And that's kind of backed up with Seven of Cups coming out too, which is very illusions orientated. It's being presented with many options and only one of them is worth going for, but being tempted by all of these multitude of different things. And ultimately it comes down as to why we are in this energy is because of Three of Pentacles, because of the Three of Swords in reverse, which is that needing to tune into your body, making sure that your heart, your gut, your mind, your body, finances, home life, all of it, friend groups are all in alignment with what it is that you genuinely want. Because it's amazing to have this bulldog energy of like, oh, it's fucking mine and I'm getting it. I deserve this. It's amazing to have that energy. But if nothing in your life is actually supporting this energy, then it's kind of just going to fizzle out and be unsustainable. And for me, that's kind of very much highlighted with the 2 cards that have come out as well, which is immerse yourself, which is training, learning new hobbies and passions. So really diving in deep, getting into the nitty gritty, and the whole world is blocked out. And then the other card is the sweet waters, sensuality, romance, enjoyment, fertility, and balance. So it's amazing to immerse yourself in your goals, your aspirations, your visions of the future. However, you do require balance. And if it's not feeding you joy, then you're just getting burnt out and wasting energy. So maybe just check in with yourself and see if you're on the right track, and don't get tempted by the other cards, the other cups. But that is air.
Yay!
And we are done.
We're done. Shall we do one for the 13 left in the room?
Sure, let's do one.
Yes.
Quite possibly, Brandy. Definitely. Like how I would interpret that is, and this is me being biased with this because I know the type of person that you are, it would be you ignoring the pain of your body and choosing to go to work and work through the pain. Whereas in reality, it should be your body matters. Your body is genuinely important. It's the vessel that carries you through this world. So you need to take care of it, make sure that it's healed and healthy to as best as it can be. Because when our body doesn't work how we're used to, it plays a huge mental health toll on us. And in a way that you wouldn't expect at all. And that's coming from someone that was in a wheelchair for 6 months while they recovered. The amount of internalized pride I had that I didn't even really realize that I had was insane. And I had to face it all in that period.
I've pulled first quarter, which is very excitement, like preparation, like getting into like, it's like excited, it's ready to go. But alongside with Trinity, which is balancing decisions, priorities, and adapting to change. I think it's, there was a lot of like excitement and preparation in both our readings in kind of different ways and in different fonts. And I think there's an encouragement of like, yes, wield it, but let's make sure to plan and to kind of like take it with us where we want it to go. Plan, but like let yourself be excited and hopeful. Like we can have both those things.
Exactly. I love that. That's really sweet. Okay. Mine kind of pretty much just reiterates that. So I have stagnant waters coming out, which is that feeling of stuck. And it is the reminder that if you are feeling stagnant in your life, that in itself is a sign that change does need to occur. You do need to find a new way to flow and change and transform something, transmute something. And through that's when you're feeling stuck and stagnant and in a rut, that can be a really hard thing to just like, right, we're changing. So that's where the cosmic ocean comes in, which is your reminder to dream, seek new beginnings, but first we must dream them up first. But we also have abracadabra coming out, which is a sign that we do have some crazy energy happening around us with the eclipse season. Very unpredictable, very chaotic energy, very volatile energy. So if you're someone that feels affected, I would probably, like by cosmic energies and all of that type of stuff, I would probably consider wearing a talisman of energetic protection to help you find more clarity throughout this period of time. For my chaos queens and kings and the gender neutral term. What's the gender neutral term of
My
like,
liege.
leisures? Okay, you're all leisures. Leeches. That's what we're going with. Leeches.
The jesters of the court.
Monarchs. There we are. I love that word. Monarchs and lieges. Okay, for my monarchs and lieges, that are chaotic inclined, I would consider wielding this power. Potentially looking at manifesting. I say manifesting, but like helping you attain the goals and things that you want in your life through some type of working, be that even journaling, considering that we're in Virgo season and Virgos love lists. Are we in Virgo season? I don't know. The eclipse is in Virgo. But yes, that type of energy. But yeah, ultimately have fun with the fun. Anyway, that's me done.
Slay! Oh, that was great. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Fun.
But thanks for hanging out, everyone. The weeklies are el completo. I say L like I know what I'm saying, but
Is the complete. Is a complete. It's probably
exactly. The complete.
Oh, love it. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thanks for hanging out. And yes, if you missed, check out the 4of1s.podcast for replays. But anyway, toodaloo, bitches. Have fun, monarchs and lieges.
Bye.
Bye.